Hello, guys. Welcome back. Tokyo Fresh. As always, Jordan Green here with David.
What's up?
What up, David? David's house. David has provided me with some excellent beverages this week, which is great from a week of running.
And then just fill up on sugar.
And just fill up on sugar, like all my efforts.
I just skip the running part and just sugar.
See, after talking to, after Crony wrecked my entire, weightlifting thing.
Regime.
Yeah, it destroyed. So everyone got hit by Corona in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Corona hit my weightlifting really badly. So initially I thought that if I just work out at home, it'll be perfectly okay. Everything's fine.
It could be.
But it wasn't. See, here's the problem. When you're in the gym and you're deadlifting over 100k and you're squatting my machine squat was past 100. I just made it past and everything's good. You're like, yay, I'm getting stronger. Everything's Gucci. This is going to be fantastic.
And then suddenly you don't have 100 kilograms worth of weights to drop on the floor in your house.
There we go.
Into the person below you.
There we go. Wrecking the fuck.
Some fucking Tom and Jerry shit. It's just got the shape of the bar and the
so
weights.
So good. Yo, my house is made of sandpaper and dreams. If I jump too loudly, my house will fall down. It's made out of cards. It's made out of playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's trash. So I have I just got some weights from my friend who left.
Yeah, I saw the Instagram picture.
They're pretty nice.
They actually look like nice weights.
Dude, they're really nice weights. They're on my floor right now because I was doing curls.
Yeah.
But the weights go up to about 20 something. I think I curl about 20 something. So I have all the weights basically on the thing and I'm doing curls with it. Yeah, I'm just two-handing curls with it. It's really fun actually. It's nice having weights in my house, but the gym is nicer.
Yeah, I mean the gym's there to push you, right?
That's the thing.
They're not necessarily there to push you, but they have the ability to push you. Yeah,
there we go. So I think so anyway, but yeah, so I gained weight and lost muscle during Coronioni, and I lost strength, which really sucks. It's really hard to. I think people who've gone to the gym know this. Anyone who's tried any sort of health kick knows this. Going from nothing to health kick, or gonna better myself, and then something stopping you, then trying to get back to it again is really really hard.
I mean, I think that's pretty common with anything, really.
Yeah, it is. It's really difficult.
I find that happens to me a lot with games.
Yeah, me too.
I'll play a game hardcore and then be like, I'll stop for a day. I don't want to get burned out. And then I'll come back and I'm like, what is going on? Who are you? How do I play? X button does what?
Neo 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I started that up again after you told me there's an update.
Yeah.
I turn it on. And I'm just in a mission in the middle of the mountains in a mine, and I'm like, oh god, what am I doing?
I'm doing that mission now. It's very fun. There's a snake at the end of it, and it's kicking my ass. It's great.
Oh, actually, now that you mention it, yes, it is that mission.
It's that mission. Yeah.
Fuck that mission,
man. Fuck that mission. The worst thing about that mission is that the last save point, between the last save point and the snake, is really far away. Or perhaps I've not found the closer.
There is a closer one that you can just run maybe 30 seconds to the boss.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, I need to find the closer fucking save point. Oh, Lord help me. I kept going from the really far away save point, it's on top of the hill.
Okay, yes, yeah.
So there is a closer one.
Yes, there is.
I thought there should be,
I know that there is because I died a billion times on that fucking boss.
See, the thing is, I was gonna go and look around for this extra save point. I knew there must be one. So I'm wandering around the game. It's just, those who don't know, Neo 2 is basically you're a dude is sort of half demon thing, and you're fighting big old demons. Imagine Dark Souls of Japanese demons. That's the game. So I'm running around and I'm like, oh man, maybe I can find there's a little entrance over there. I'll go in there and find some items or something. Maybe there'll be something fun inside there. Yeah, it'll be great.
Oh, there's something fun inside
man, there was nothing fun inside that. To that left turn, there's a monkey with a giant spear, and I'm like,
stab you in the face.
Not today, Satan. I just fucking dipped out of there, dude. It was a lot.
I when I started playing again, I totally forgot about the fucking what is it, the Hanya demons? The ones that are Japanese grandmas that get abandoned on mountains, so they just pull up butcher knives and try and fucking stab you.
Yeah,
and I totally forgot about it. And I walked into one of the passages in the mountain, and just they have that move where they fly through the air with the knife out.
Yeah, they do.
and it came from like off screen and stabbed me in the back, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about you. Fucking asshole.
Oh no, I'm dead. You've impaled me.
Yep.
Dude, it is just the worst. Like, that game is really fun, but at the same time, there are times playing that game and I'm like, this is fucking...
Yeah, fuck this game.
Man, fuck this game. But it's like a very Dark Souls-esque game. That's probably
yes, very much so.
It's very difficult. Anyone who likes Dark Souls, you like that game. Anyone who doesn't like Dark Souls will like that game. It's a good game. It's really, really hard.
There was something that got announced this week.
New game?
Yeah, that I was like, oh, fuck.
Fable?
No, it wasn't Fable.
That's what I was excited
about. I don't remember what it was.
We'll find out. Man, I was excited about seeing that Fable game. Are you gonna get a PlayStation 5 by any chance?
Probably. I don't think I'll adopt it early. So here's the thing. I'm a little bit. I don't know how much I can say. I'm a little bit in the know because I have a friend who works at Sony.
That's right.
So I knew about the PlayStation 5 and stuff that was going to come out
way before. Like
I bet you I probably knew a year ago.
I remember you telling me off mic, like, about certain games that might or might not be coming out with the PlayStation 5, and I was like, ooh, tantalizing.
But yeah, and they get free games all the time, and I'm so jealous.
Fuck, dude,
they got Ghost of Tsushima like early the week that it came out. They got it on like Wednesday and it comes out on Friday. I'm like,
I want
you so much.
Ghost of Tsushima, but it costs like 70,000 yen and my hand. And I don't want to spend that money on it yet.
Games are expensive.
Games are expensive, dude.
Well, I just bought fucking Gundam.
9,000 yen, right?
Yeah, it's like Kasen. I'm like, man, why? It was weird. I like that game a lot. And it's really fun. But I immediately regretted my purchase because it was Hasen. And I'm like, why didn't I just wait and go to Book Off? And it would have been like 6,000 or 4,000. And I could have bought it then.
Buyer's remorse.
Yep. Oh, well, that's fine.
I mean, that's life.
I mean, I'm gonna play it, right? It's not like I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It'd be worse if you bought the game and you were like, actually, I don't want this game.
Yeah, that's when the problem happens. Rarely does that happen to me. I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, I've never had that really. I think the games I buy, I always want to some extent or another.
Yeah, so. I don't usually buy games I don't want.
I feel like people buy games because of the hype. Like I know people who bought like a Dark Souls game because they were like,
everyone's playing Dark Souls.
I'm gonna play Dark Souls as well, and it's like, yo, this game will wreck you. Like Sean is amazing at Dark Souls. Like he was the one who initially told me about the Dark Souls franchise. So when he was like telling me about all like the weird lore and the game stuff of Dark Souls, and I'm like, this game just sounds like insanely difficult. And he's like, yeah,
yes,
but he's like, oh, if you need like help beating a boss, just tell me what boss you're on. I'll start a new save. I'll speed run to the boss and defeat it to show you how to defeat it. And I was like, what? Any boss? He's like, yeah. He's like, just give me an hour and I'll speed run to that boss. Or 30 minutes and I'll fucking speed run to that boss.
That's the thing with like games like Dark Souls is if you know what you're doing in the Dark Souls game, you can very easily speed through that game pretty quick.
You can wreck it.
It's when a boss or something just puts up a wall, that's where the frustration kicks in, and you're always like, I can't fucking beat it. I can't fucking beat it.
You gotta find
but there's always some little cheesy thing you can do, or you come back later with like a different weapon, and then that guy is just trivial, and you're like, why did I have a problem?
This is the thing. So when you play Nioh 2, like one of the first two demons you run into is there's a giant horse demon with a giant fucking hammer.
Yeah, yes.
And you can avoid him. You don't have to fight him. I chose not to fight him.
Me too.
Because I was like, fuck that dude. He's massive.
And you have like the starter. It is very much a Dark Souls 1 thing where you go in that room and you have the broken shank and you have to fight the giant fat demon.
Yeah.
It's exactly that scenario.
It's exactly that, yeah. So that thing will kill you. You can probably beat it if you know what you're doing. But
it'll take a long time.
It'll wreck you. So you avoid it and you walk up the mountain. You're fighting all these like tiny little demons. You get in the hang of the game. You've probably died a couple times, and then you've gained a couple weapons. Yeah. And the first demon you fight, that's like a unskippable. You have to fight this demon. Is a monkey with a giant spear. It's this big old hench ass monkey with a big old spear.
Yep.
And this monkey gonna fuck you up. Listen.
He's just there. He's not even a boss. He's just there.
He's not even a fucking boss. He's just in the world. He's just chilling.
Yeah.
And you gotta fuck him. You gotta beat him. It took me so long to kill him. It took me so long to kill this fucking monkey.
He's a prick.
Because, like, I think the issue is you start playing these games like they're normal, everyday, beat 'em up, press buttons, and you win kind of game.
Like, I'm gonna play Mario.
Mario.
And if I die, I got 3 more lives. It's fine.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. These games, I feel like they're a little more challenging, but that's where the fun is.
Yes.
Like, if I could pick up this game and just, like, swing my fucking kunai with chain around and, like, kill every boss, I'd be really bored really quickly.
You know, it's funny. I was reading a forum that I frequent.
Yeah.
And they had this discussion about difficulty in games. This is completely unrelated to what we're talking about today.
Yeah, it is. Oh, God.
They're talking about how... do you know the game Cuphead, right?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Cool. So they're talking about, like, how their kid beat Cuphead on the easy mode, and then they couldn't get to the actual ending of the game. Because on easy mode, you can't get the item that you need to go to the end of the game. Like, you need to collect, like, contracts or something. I've never played Cuphead.
Yeah.
But anyway, people were making this out to be as, like, this huge fucking affront to them. Like, oh, you know, I played it on easy, and for me, easy is hard, so I should be able to see the end of the game.
No, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, in so much words, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's an interesting dichotomy of, like, at what point is difficulty, should difficulty be a gatekeeper, right? If you bought the game, and you played it on easy, and you paid your $60, like, should you be able to go from the start to the end of the game?
I mean, I feel like there should be different endings. I feel like if you beat the game on easy,
right,
you go from start to end of the game, you get a little screen, like, good, well done.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it does. It says, oh, you congratulations on beating the game on easy, but you didn't collect any things.
Yeah.
Go back to normal mode and beat it and collect the scrolls or what, I don't know.
No, that's good. I agree with that. You get a little, you've done it on easy mode. What the fuck do you want? You get a little, that's what you get.
A lot of people were very much like, I don't have time to be frustrated and play through the game.
Then don't play it.
Don't play it.
Then don't play the game. Don't fucking do it.
I hate that is an argument. I don't have the time. Well, that's not
my issue.
That's not the developer's problem that you don't have time.
The time, yeah.
You know, and you know they brought up, oh, well, what about people with disabilities? What about people with, you know, that they need an easy mode to be able to even play and experience the game? And it's like, those are two completely different things.
Issue entirely, my dude. Like, fucking hell.
And the fact that you're going to be like, oh, well, what about people with disabilities? You're asking a developer to make a game mode that is accessible to people with disabilities, but then you never ever state what that disability is. Is that a motor disability? Is that a visual disability? Is that a oral disability where you can't hear? Like, so okay, if it's like I have a vision disability. Okay, so let's say I'm a fucking genius dev and I can make a mode that lets someone who has that kind of disability play. Well, the people who have motor disabilities are still going to say, well, this isn't very accessible for me, and I have a disability.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It is not, you can't just be, people with disabilities, they need a mode that they can beat, because it is not a blanket thing that you can do. Yeah.
And yeah, it's a bad argument.
Yes,
like, it's a bad faith argument for things. Like, it's not.
I definitely think it's a bad faith argument.
You can't. I hate talking to people and they have these really stupid arguments. Like, so for example, like when I started going to the gym again, I started working out, and they were like, I think I was posting like photos of like myself shirtless because I have like abs again. Abs are great. Like, abs mean running and dieting and weightlifting, but it's fun times to get. So I'm sending photos. My friend's like, this person I know is like, man, wish I had time to go to the gym. I'm like, dude, you're a teacher still. You have time to go to the gym. You work, is it 8 till 4? 8:30 till 4, sure, 8 till whatever. Like, you finish pretty early. When I was a teacher, I was at the gym every day. Right. I was doing lunchtime gyms. It was sick. I was stronger as a teacher than I am now, just because I had the time. I had more time to go to the gym
stuff.
Yeah, now I'm doing like 10 till 7, so it's like either early morning or late night gyms. Like it's a very, it's the whole old argument of if you generally want to do the thing,
you'll do it.
You'll find time to do it. Like I want to play some games yesterday. I was like, I'll find some time, and I did. I found some time, and I played some damn games. The things you want to do, you'll do them. Like people need to just calm the fuck down.
Yep.
That's why I don't talk to people, David, because people are.
I'm kind of that way as well. Slowly moving that way, where I'm like, this is not worth it anymore. What do I get out of this interaction?
What do I get out of this friendship?
Angry. You're frustrated. Talking to people is like playing Dark Souls. It's not fun.
It ain't fun.
No, actually, Dark Souls is fun.
Dark Souls is pretty fucking
Talking
fun.
to people, not fun.
Dude, that's fucking
Speaking of talking to people.
Go on.
Is exactly what I didn't do when the NHK guy came today.
David, nicely done. Man, I'm on the train coming to David's house. I get a message from David just like, yo, NHK people came to my house. Oh, those who don't know, the NHK is the National
Nippon Honsei
something. Yeah,
I don't remember.
Broadcasting bullshit. So basically, the NHK people who come to your house are basically salespeople.
Yeah,
and they're there to basically say to you, hey, buy this yearly subscription to NHK. But they present it as if it's like essential.
Yeah, it's a law. You have to do it.
Yeah, like you have to. So, for example, when they came to my house one time, I think one of the past episodes,
we were doing a podcast.
We were literally recording. They came into the house, and the guy was like, "Oh, if you have a TV, a phone, a TV in your car,
yeah,
like if you have anything, a laptop,
literally, if you have anything that you could possibly watch television on." You have to pay this.
You have to pay this.
It's fucking stupid.
Bullshit.
I think it's if you have an electronic device that can access NHK in some way, shape, or form, you have to
pay it.
Have to pay it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I own a Switch. Does that count?
Yep.
Even if I didn't have a television, does that count? Oh, because I can use YouTube to go watch NHK programs that have been illegally uploaded onto YouTube.
Ooh, you gotta pay.
So why the fuck does that mean I have to pay you?
Dumb.
If I never watch NHK, that is not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
these people are salespeople. They're not like promoting any law. They're salespeople. If there was a thing you needed, like there's like TV license in the UK. It's a thing you needed, it would be tied into something else that you also need, and it would come out your account that way.
Right, exactly.
Like, it's bullshit. So they always come to us with this big thing about like, oh, you have to, and it's like, no, I don't, go away. You know what I mean? So there's that. Go on.
Guy shows up to my door, right? And because the NHK know that people don't want to pay, and they know that everyone hates the NHK, they decide that when they knock on your door or ring your doorbell, that they should hide, right?
It's a good
wait
plan.
for you to come to the. And I thought it was you, and I should have known better because they rang the doorbell, and you wouldn't ring the doorbell.
I just open the door. Just come in.
Well, yeah, I know you're coming, right? So it doesn't bother me. So they ring the doorbell, and I go up to the door, and I look through the hole, the
little peephole,
and there's no one there, and I can't see anyone. I'm like, that's fucking weird. So I open the door a crack, right? And then around the corner, I can see one guy.
Yeah.
And then this other dude steps out from behind the back of the door.
What the fuck, dude?
Because, like, he must have been hiding behind, like, my window area, and I didn't see him.
Ducking down. Because if you were standing there, you'd be able to see
the shadow,
so
right?
he was, like, ducking down
something.
The fucking window.
I don't fucking know. So this guy, I open the door, and he's like, oh, hi, right? He's like, oh, hi, I'm from NHK, and he, like, holds up this lanyard. And, okay, here's another thing I didn't mention to you. I don't actually know if this dude was in fucking NHK, because the name that was printed on his fucking lanyard card was, like, this big.
Fuck me,
right?
Tiny as fuck.
So I'm like, fucking Tanaka, I can't read your goddamn name, it's this big. How do I know you're from anywhere?
Exactly.
He didn't have his picture.
Of course not.
His name was so fucking small, I couldn't see it.
Classic.
But anyway, I opened the door like a crack as to not let some random fucking dude in my house. And he comes around the corner and he goes, oh, hi, I'm from NHK. And I'm peeking out the door and I just go, hi. And just lock the door. And the guy, as I'm closing the door, he just goes,
You're just like, nah, dude.
Nope. I'm like, nope.
Not today.
I am not going to entertain that.
Not today, Satan. Sometimes I'm bored and I'll entertain their bullshit for a while. Like in my old house, there was like a massive battle between me and NHK. I could write a book about my battles with NHK. But generally, they're not fun people to deal with.
No.
Unless you're bored and you have time. Like they just won't stop. Like the easiest thing to do is just close the door.
Yeah.
Like, just close it.
If you are a hero, you will sit there and talk to them to delay the amount of time that they have to harass other people.
A dude came to my door at like, it must be 9 o'clock at night. It's like 9 o'clock at night. So my doorbell rings and I'm like, who the fuck is ringing my door at 9?
At 9 o'clock.
It's like 9 o'clock in the fucking PM. So I open my door, fucking NHK cunt. And he's like, hey, I'm NHK. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck do you want from me? And
yes,
he's like,
and?
Yeah, it's literally, yeah, and? But at this stage, I've opened the door pretty wide, so he's like in my fucking door. So to close my door, he'd basically scooped up inside. So I'm like, my man, what do you want? And he's like, oh, you gotta pay NHK. And I'm like, nah, man, I ain't gonna do that. Of course not. And he's like, look, this is my landlord. I'm like, okay. He's like, you have a TV. This is Leopardus. You have to pay. And I'm like, yeah, no. And I'm like, I'm cooking right now, so you need to fuck off. And he's like, oh, but you have to pay. It's the law. I'm like, show me the law. Silence for a minute. Quiet for a bit.
Good
luck.
luck.
And then he goes, I'm thinking of an out. Like, we're playing a game of chess at the moment. It's a game of mental chess. I'm thinking, like, how am I going to fucking checkmate this fucker? Like, he's giving nothing to work with right now.
Right.
And then he goes, oh, where are you from? And I go, oh, London. And he goes, oh, I spent some time in London. And I go, oh, I got you now. You fucked up. So I look at him and I go, okay. I was like, so while you were in London, if a guy came to your door at 9 o'clock at night, showed you a landlord, pulled out a contract and was like, hey, sign this fucking contract, give me 3,000 yen a month. I'm from the fucking BBC. Would you sign the contract? Would you pay it?
Fuck no.
And he goes, and I'm like, honestly, would you sign that contract? I was like, if you can tell me right now, you would sign that contract, I'll sign your fucking contract. And he goes, and I was like, there we go. I was like, I'll do my own research and I'll come back to you.
I mean,
give me the contract and I take it and I'm like, all right, now you can fuck off.
I think on the one hand that the NHK is some hot bullshit, but I have to imagine that job fucking sucks.
Sucks, dude.
Like, I would imagine that most of those people don't want to be doing that.
They don't.
But they have to, because that's the job.
Well, eventually, I think my apartment, my second floor especially, there was some fucking tough motherfuckers on my second floor. It was me, this girl next to me who was fucking tough as fuck. This dude who I think I seen him like 3 or 4 times. He was mean. I liked him. He was fucking mean. There was a woman at the end of my corridor, and she was doing some shady shit. I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've talked about this before. She was doing some fucking shady shit. But anyway, so I think the NHK people just gave up. Like, they'd come to our door, ring all the doorbells, but they wouldn't wait for anyone to open the door. Like, by the time
they'd just see who took the time to open the door and be, it's that one.
So we have, like, monitors, so by the time I check my monitor, I can just see the NHK guy, like, just leaving, like, going back down the stairs. And I'm like, wow, are you that defeated?
Yeah.
You ain't here for a round 2? You ain't here to fuck around with a round 2 with me? They weren't having it, dude. They were fucking having it.
If you live in Japan, do not deal with the NHK. The NHK are scum.
They are, yeah.
All of them. Every single one.
It's easier just to close the door, don't answer it. It's pretty good. And if you do answer it, don't sign their fucking contract. Like, don't sign the contract.
Like, in any other world, would you ever literally sign something that someone just brought to your door on a random day?
That's my question. Like, I've seen things online, like in comment section, that people are like, I signed the NHK contract, how do I get out of it? And I'm like, why the fuck would you sign this thing? In any other country, in your home nation, if someone knocks at your door at any time and says to you, hi, I'm from whatever national broadcasting service is in this country, you need to pay us X amount of money a month for these services.
Yeah.
Please sign this contract here and now.
Or it's illegal.
It's illegal. You, if you were in America, you'd shoot them.
Man, you ain't fucking Abe.
You ain't Abe. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah.
That's why, like, it's really surprising to me that people from, like, foreigners in Japan actually sign these contracts.
Sign something.
Like, I find it.
I think it's one part ignorance, two parts like, oh, I don't want to get kicked out of the country, so if it's the law, I better sign it. Sign it.
I feel like if it was the law, it would be done in a bit more of a professional manner.
If it was the law, the second you bought a TV, you would sign a contract.
Yeah.
Right?
And there will be bills sent to your house that you can pay at the convenience store.
Right, exactly.
That's the law.
Exactly.
I only pay bills.
I pay water, I pay gas, I pay electricity. Those all came when I got a house, but didn't have to sign anything when I bought a TV. So at what point are you like trying to tell me, you gotta pay it, it's the law?
In Japan, the only law I follow is that if a bill comes to my house with a barcode and I can scan it at 7-Eleven, I'll pay that bill. But if it doesn't, I ain't paying it.
Yep.
That's simple.
Pretty much.
I open it and I'm like, there's a barcode on this. That's a bill. I'll pay that. I open it and I'm like, this is entirely in Japanese with no barcode. This is gomi. I'm throwing this shit away.
Yep.
I ain't even gonna try and read it. I don't give a shit what it says. Ain't a barcode on this one there. Get out of here, boy. Like, that's how you live in Japan.
Yep.
Pay all your bills that have barcodes. Everything else, fuck off. Don't pay NHK. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even watch NHK?
I think I watched NHK last night.
How was it? Did it suck?
Yeah, kind of.
Fucking weird. Japanese TV sucks.
Let's get into it. Let's get into the meat and bones of Japanese TV.
Sucks.
What do you want to address first? What do you want to talk about first?
First, we got to address the fact that Japanese TV fucking sucks. So, Japanese dramas suck. They suck. It's overacted. It's hokey as shit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yep.
Every time I'm in the movie theater, this is the only experience I have. Japanese movies suck. Fuck you. They suck. Whenever I'm in...
Oh, they're not that bad.
Whenever I'm in a movie theater, and I'm trying to watch whatever bullshit I'm watching, fucking Pocahontas 3D, I don't give a shit. Yeah,
Pocahontas 3D.
Whatever I'm watching in a fucking movie theater, fucking the re-release of Pocahontas. Bye, bitch. Fucking Pocahontas 2D.5, dude. So I'm in a movie theater. You get to watch all these trailers. There'll be some anime trailer, there's some anime shit that's coming out, and it'll be like, anime shit, woo, and I'm like, alright, no interest. You see some, like, the new Marvel movies coming out, so, like, fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 7, you're like, yeah, I'll watch that, sounds pretty good.
Right.
Then some random Japanese film will come on, it'll just be, like, super, like, overacted. You're like, why the fuck are you acting like this? Like, I don't believe you're a real person.
Yeah.
Real people don't act like that.
The dramas are definitely overacted.
They're
and it's
awful.
Always so campy.
Yeah. It's awful.
It's like, okay, Japanese dramas are like if you took Adam West Batman, but then made it into like slice of life TV show.
That's what it is, yeah.
But then it's just in 2020.
Yeah.
And you look at it and you're like, what? How did this happen?
How did this happen? I think one of the ones that someone, I forgot what drama it was. Someone kept telling me to watch this drama. They're like, it's really popular. Like, it's super sad. Japanese dramas are so sad. You'll love this drama. Boo-hoo. And I watched like one episode. I was like, this is fucking trash. Like, I don't believe in any of these characters. Like, I can watch, what's that fucking shitty Marvel? Do you know Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can watch that show. I think the newest season came out recently. A little while ago.
Yeah.
And I was watching my way through season 7 of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm watching this and I'm like, you know what? I'm watching this show and I can believe that these motherfuckers are traveling through time right now.
Right.
The way it's set up, the way they're acting. I'm like, I can believe that this bitch can walk through walls. I'm believing that this man is a robot. Like, they're acting well. It's very balanced. Good show. And I watch this fucking drama and it's just so fucking overacted. No one's playing the part they're meant to play. Everyone's trying to act bigger than each other. People are screaming at each other and shit. I'm like, this wouldn't happen in Japan because the neighbor would be banging on the wall the entire time. And, like, the police would be called. Like, this...
What?
Who's there? Boom, 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 boom. Like, this wouldn't happen. Like, this is such bullshit. And this is the issue. Like, maybe because Japanese people have watched these shows growing up and they've watched for a long time, this is just how
they assume that it
it's acted. That's how it is here.
Maybe that is the case.
Maybe maybe this is what they like when they watch like drama. This is the kind of.
Well, I mean, when you're a robot 99% of the day, you got to make that up somewhere else.
Make that up somewhere else, my man. But watching it from like a Western perspective, you're like, this is trash. Like it's almost unwatchable. Like honestly,
I've liked a drama or two.
Have you really?
Yeah.
What drama in Japan have you?
But
watched
here's the thing: is that I watched these dramas when I was like 16, 17.
There we go.
So that's like nigh on 10 years ago now. More than that.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm fucking old. But yeah, like at the time, right? At the time, I didn't know any Japanese.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do I know about people overacting, right? Like I'm just like, okay, this is the way that it is.
This is how the language works.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know fucking my des mas, you know? So
don't know my gas my was.
Exactly.
Still don't.
Still don't. The answer is ni.
The answer is ni. That's for anyone who knows Japanese, that's a good joke. Like, we can't explain it. It's a very good joke.
Yeah, like I don't know, right? So
yeah. The answer is ni.
But yeah, you know, like I watch like I don't watch. I mean, I see it on television as I'm flipping through the channels.
Yeah.
See, like, you know, like Dr. X is the one that's on right now, or like, there's one about this lady lawyer, right? And it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I remember, it's like a cop show.
Mm.
That's what it is. It's like a cop show, and she's like a detective or some shit. And there's like the episode that I caught was like dudes were holding up someone for ransom and they had like kidnapped their wife or child. I don't remember who it was. But then they had like set up a fucking chemical bomb to like, oh, if you kill me, then I'll die, and then the bomb will explode and everyone will die. Okay. And like the bomb looked so much like a fucking gag out of a Kamen Rider episode. Like it looked like something straight out of Power Rangers. Like it was like
fucking Power Rangers.
No, literally, it was like it had a flat bottom and it had like two large cylindrical canisters. Yeah. One was full of red and one was full of blue, and they're both like bubbling. And I'm like,
this is Power Rangers shit,
man,
dude.
what the fuck is?
You could just have a suitcase full of wires, and I'm like, that's a bomb. Yep. I know that's a bomb.
You can just have a suitcase. Don't even
you don't gotta go up.
You don't even have to show it.
Fucking up.
But yeah,
all you need is a suitcase with a timer on it.
Yeah,
that's a bomb. I don't know
why you have this Inspector Gadget bullshit.
Why you have this? Japan?
It looks so dumb. And like, I get that you wanted to take it seriously, but I immediately I'm removed when Guy is using something he found in like the kids' toy section as his evil murder device.
Here we go. See, if I'm the detective and I walk in and they got a gun to the hostage's head, and now I come in and I'm like, hold on, Tanaka, you trying to tell me that's a bomb? And he's like, it's gonna blow up and everyone's gonna die. The price tag's still on it, Tanaka. It says Power Ranger right there. Tanaka, that's not even a gun. Yeah, it's a banana, Tanaka. Who you for? Get out of here!
Like, he's got like an airsoft pistol. It's got the orange cap on the end. You're just like,
He's like, but I'll shoot this woman, it'll really hurt. And the woman's just like,
you'll give her a full welt.
Give her a fucking full welt, dude. I'm just
She'll never live it down.
I'm like, Tanaka, we're
can't
cops.
Put concealer over that.
Bro, we have real revolvers. I'll shoot you 6 times and reload each bullet individually, Tanaka.
And then shoot you again.
Shoot you again.
Been watching too much American dramas.
Dude, hell yeah. It's so good. Yeah, like, I don't like that part of Japanese TV shows. Like, I feel like I can't get into it. It always pulls me out.
Right.
And I've tried a couple of times, and I feel like it's trash. But then, so that's like Japanese normal TV, and that's trash.
Right.
Even of itself. But the other sort of aspect of Japanese TV I really hate is like the Gaijin-sploitation. Yeah. So you have like there's like black exploitation in like the 60s and 70s.
Yes.
So Japan has like Gaijin-sploitation, which is basically
you're thinking of the exact show I'm thinking of.
You are
Nanishi Nippone. Yeah.
You are Nanishi Nippone. It's like why did you come to Japan?
That is literally the title of the show.
Yeah.
Why did you come to Japan?
So for those that don't know this show, it's basically the premise is these fuckers hang around Narita Airport.
Sometimes Haneda.
I've seen them in Haneda. And they roam around, they find foreigners and they go, hey, you, foreigner, why did you come to Japan? And the foreigner goes, oh, I'm a fucking massive weeb and I'm here to do some weird weeb shit.
Yeah.
And they go, that sounds cringy as fuck. Our viewers would love that.
Can we follow you?
Yeah, can we literally follow you for like, fuck knows how long? A couple days of your fucking holiday to film it and then put it on TV for the world to see. And obviously, the foreigner's going to be like, yeah, because
I want to be on TV.
I want to be on Japanese TV. Look, I'm special and different in Japan. I want to be on TV.
But the thing that foreigner doesn't realize is that now he's the dancing monkey.
You are the dancing monkey. Yeah. That's literally it.
It's fucking, it's...
Like, it's not good. The worst thing is they always look for, like, the cringiest, lamest...
Oh, dude, yes. Oh, my
boringest foreigners. Like, they're never looking for, like, anyone who's generally interesting. Like, I've never seen an episode of that show where the foreigner on the show who's been highlighted has been a well-rounded, interesting person.
Or it just hasn't been absolutely batshit insane.
It's always been like, I love this idol group, and I'm gonna go and see them live. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what the fuck? What? Really?
But it's not even that, right? It's like, oh, this person is like maybe a weird otaku person, or like they're kind of unhinged.
Yeah.
But it's the weird, like, voyeuristic type of thing where they follow them around and they just like, they want this reaction out of people, like, oh, Japan is so cool. Yeah. Woo, yeah. Like,
that's what they want. They want that reaction so badly. So when it comes, for example, if you're in Shibuya, when you're in Shibuya, you'll constantly get bombarded with people who are like, hey, can we ask you some questions for the news, for television, for like whatever. And there is a certain response they're looking for. There's a certain reply they want. So me, being me with a giant afro, I get bothered all the fucking time in Shibuya. Like, I can't change my hair now. It's all tied back. For those who are watching a video, my hair's been tied back. But still, I get bothered all the time. And the minute they realize I can also speak Japanese, they're like, shit, let's ask this guy.
Like, oh yeah, bingo. Like, now I can ask him, like, the real hard questions.
Yeah, all the questions. So this one time, this is recent, this must have been last year. Yeah, because I just moved. I was waiting for the boys, because we were going to go drink in our favorite place.
Upstairs.
Our favorite place in Shibuya, the make your own drink place, where we go and get fucked up. It's great. If you're in Japan, hit me up. I will take you there. I love that place, dude. David, we've not been there in so long.
Yeah, I don't think I have not been back there since Corona started.
We gotta go.
At least.
I miss that place. It's great. It's called like, Yakitori Kinmaru. Yakitori Kinmaru. There you go. So, in Shibuya. So anyway, I went in Shibuya. I'm waiting for the boys. I got there earlier than normal for some reason. I think my train was really early. So, guys come up to me and they're like, I forgot it's in Japanese because I had headphones on. Then the translator is like, questions, okay? Can we ask him questions about Shibuya? And I'm like, Shibuya no shitsumo? I was like, questions about Shibuya? It was all in Japanese, but I'll do it in English. So I was like, questions about Shibuya? Yeah, whatever, dude. You can ask whatever you want.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, can we film this for like Japanese TV? I'm like, yeah, I don't care, dude. Whatever. And they're like, oh, wow, thanks, dude. I'm like, yeah, cool. And they're like, oh, it's like, what do you think about Shibuya? What do you think about Shibuya Crossing? Isn't Shibuya Crossing amazing? I'm like, no.
No.
I was like, no, we have the same thing in Oxford Street, like in London. It's literally the same thing. Like, it's just a crossing. Like, no one cares.
Right.
And they were like, oh, really? So you don't care about Shibuya Crossing? I was like, no. They're like, oh, why did you come to Shibuya? And I was like, drinking.
And they were like,
yeah, literally. They're like, that's it. And they were like, oh, what are your thoughts about Shibuya? Like, why do you come to Shibuya? I think I said, like, you know they want you to stop talking, but you just don't.
Right.
That was me. I went on a rant. I was like, listen, Shibuya's a filthy, dirty, giant shopping mall. And the only people who come in during the day is people who are shopping.
Yeah.
You only come here at night to drink.
Or go to the love hotels.
Or go to love, or fuck, yeah. I didn't mention love hotels. Fuck, I should have mentioned love hotels. But I was like, that's what Shibuya is. There's a lot of those. Like, Shibuya is basically shopping or drinking. Or
and
fucking.
Rats.
And rats. There's giant-ass rats, and you will see some cool-ass, big-ass rats in Shibuya, dudes. Like, it's insane. But there's nothing there. Like, there is nothing in Shibuya. There are some nice cafes I go to sometimes to study in, but none of them are really near the station. They're pretty far out.
Pretty You have to walk a little bit.
You could walk like a long time to get to these nice cafes. Like, there's nothing really to do in Shibuya. That's why when people say to me like, when my friends come, they go, "Oh, let's go to Shibuya." I'm like, why?
No.
What do you want to do there? Because they're like, "Oh, let's see the crossing." I'm like, and then what? Because after you've seen that shitty crossing, there is nothing to do.
Yeah, not really. Like,
yeah.
And I feel the same way about Shinjuku.
Yeah. Oh, Shinjuku sucks.
Yep.
There is nothing to do in Shinjuku. It's drinking and shopping.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it.
Anyway.
But yeah.
TV.
So, wreck these guys about how much I hate Shibuya. And they were like, thanks. Thanks, dude. Then I said to the translator in English, I was like, "You're not going to use any of this, are you?" And he's like, that's not. And I was like, "What? You wanted like a nice, happy, yes,
right,
exactly. Great response, right?" And he was like, he's like, "Kore dekimasu ka?" He's like, can you do a response like that? Like,
no.
I was like, no. I was like, find foreigners who are with giant backpacks, who don't look like they know what they're doing. Yeah. Those are the fuckers who'll tell you about how much they love the lights and shit in Shibuya and how Japan's original, whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want. Japanese TV is a massive circle jerk.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah.
That's it.
You know, you spend more than like a year here.
Yeah.
I don't even think you need to spend that long, a couple months.
Nah.
And you watch TV and you know like a little bit of Japanese.
Yeah.
You will realize how much just Japanese TV jerks Japan off.
All the time.
And like nothing on Japanese TV is negative. Like never. I mean, they'll play a sad story, but the sad story always has this like uplifting outcome. And it's like, oh, this child was dying of stage 4 ass cancer.
The worst kind of cancer.
The worst kind of cancer. But now he got an ass transplant, so he's okay, right?
And like, thanks to the power of Japanese rice and nationalism.
Yeah, exactly,
and it's
right. We gave him some soba, and he was good.
It's like, wow, people in Japan live forever. Do you know what the secret is? It's fucking Goya. But also it's shoyu. But also it's Nihonshu. But also it's the rice we have. But also it's the fact that we eat.
It's whatever you want to talk about that week makes Japan awesome.
I have heard that Goya, soy sauce, Nihonshu, Japanese rice, bonito, the fish flakes, seaweed, wakame, and something else are all the secrets to long life in Japan on Japanese TV. They just like pick some shit and they're like, "This is the secret to long life in Japan."
Scientifically proven.
It's like this is the
secret.
And
they'll always bring out like some expert or like professional and be like, "Oh, look, this guy Johnny Tanaka says that it's good, so it has to be true."
They've got this man, and he's like Tanaka from our episode. Tanaka. He's got like the cowboy hat on,
right?
But now he's also got a lab coat and glasses. Like, we brought on this scientist who studied in America. It's just like, he's got like a 6-shooter and shit. And it's like, Tanaka, what do you think about Goya? And he's like, ooh wee, man, Goya is mecha psycho da yo. Pew pew, his fucking shitty gun. And like, well, you've heard it here first from our in-house scientist.
Yeah.
Why would Johnny Tanaka lie?
Fucking dude. Like, it's always like that. And like, I don't understand what, like, man, I'm getting flustered already.
Yeah, because he's like stressing about all this shit.
It's, you know, I think I said this on Twitter. The day that someone on Japanese TV eats something and goes, mama.
Yeah.
Is the day that hell freezes over.
The nation will fucking fall.
Oh, yeah.
It's
just, that will be like the cause of like 500 salarymen jumping in front of the Chuo line on the same day.
Same day, dude.
Because they're like, I can't believe that this generic curry rice was just okay.
I thought that random cafe in the middle of fucking Harajuku would have oishii curry rice, not mama.
It's just okay, and I can't handle that.
My
life is over. I never been there before, but someone said it was just okay, and I can't handle it.
Can't handle it. But I think that's like Japanese TV. So going back to like Gaijin-sploitation.
Yep.
Because I feel like a lot of it is that. So a lot of Japanese channels want to not promote per se, but they want a foreigner on the channel.
Yes.
To be like, look, we have this foreigner. And they love that. They want a foreigner to be like, look at this, guys, look, foreigner. Where is he from? Who fucking knows?
fucking cares?
Look at his hair and face and shit. It's different. Watch. I'll ask him something in Japanese. Onigiri suki desu ka? He doesn't fucking understand the retard. Like, that's what they want. They want someone who's oblivious to the country, doesn't understand shit, so they can, like, put them into weird situations and go, look how funny this is. Now, the issue is, there are modeling agencies in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I am part of a few of those modeling agencies in Japan. And when they want people, they should probably have to go through those agencies to get people on these shows. But they don't. Instead, they just walk around and find some random tourists and go, you, be on
and
this.
assault them and be like, yeah, now.
Pretty much.
Those people on TV, that get put on TV during their holiday, those people don't get paid.
Those people don't get paid shit
to be on TV.
They don't get paid shit to be on TV.
And then they have some jack-off with a fucking camera follow them around for their entire fucking holiday. Like, I can't even imagine if that was my experience and I came here and then some jack-off with a camera would just follow me for an entire week and watch me do the most mundane bullshit like shopping in Akihabara. Like, how many times can I fucking see that on TV and be like, I don't give a fuck. Someone comes from, a foreign country. Oh, why are you in Japan? I like ramen. And then they show him eating at a ramen fucking store. I don't give a shit. I can literally walk down the street and do the exact same thing any fucking day at any fucking time. Why do I need to see that on television?
I feel like that is like the entirety of what a lot of these shows are. It's like foreigners doing basic mundane shit in Japan and going out, look, they do what we can do. But the thing is, these shows are fucking cheap as fuck to produce.
Yeah.
These shows are easy.
They don't even have to hire anyone.
You don't have no one. You have the camera dudes, whoever the fuck are behind the cameras, a translator.
Yeah.
You find a fucking foreigner. You ask them, what you dickhead, what do you like? Well, why do you like Japan? Oh, I like fucking gyoza. You come to this gyoza store.
We'll take you to Yokohama.
Yeah. We'll pay if you eat some fucking gyoza.
Yeah.
Done. And they paid what? A couple fucking thousand yen? Here you go. Eat this fucking gyoza, you stupid foreigner. And he goes, wow, it's oishi. See that? Foreigners agree. Japanese gyoza, best in the world. Because the translation's always bad as well. Mm-hmm. It would be like, the foreigner would be like, wow, this gyoza's pretty good. We have a similar store back in fucking whatever state.
Yeah.
And the translation will be like, man, Gaijin-san said the foreigner gyoza fucking sucks ass and Japan's dicks are the biggest in the world. That's the entirety of like Japanese TV. It sucks.
Yeah,
dude.
It's a lot of that, and I find like even stuff where you have someone who can speak Japanese, like good Japanese on TV, and like if you've ever watched Japanese TV for longer than 10 minutes, you know that they just bombard you with fucking text on the screen, right? Like literally everything is subtitled in Japanese. But there's times when foreign people speak Japanese and it's all subtitled in katakana.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's fucking offensive, dude.
What? And like their Japanese is good.
Yeah. Really good,
why is it? Why katakana? Why?
Years ago, when I was student, my Japanese was trash level. So I was on this show called Tokyo Live. Yeah. So we're in Hanbei in my university, ends up being on the show called Tokyo Live, because this group's the funniest group, we'll bring them. So me and all my foreigners ended up on TV. Now remember, this is about pay. Okay. So we were on TV for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that. I got paid $800 for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. My friends got paid like $300 each to sit in a separate room and drink.
Right.
That's all they did for 2 hours. That's all then we ate ramen. I got $800 for eating ramen and talking to some guys on TV. That's it. So when you come to Japan and you're like, oh, I'm going to be on this fucking TV show about whatever bullshit, you are being exploited.
Oh, for sure.
Because they should be giving you $800 at least to be on TV. But instead,
especially if they're going to follow you for a week.
Especially if you're fucking hot, man. It was 2 hours, I got $800. 2 hours, $800. Fuck me, dude. Like, don't come to Japan to be exploited. Like, it doesn't make sense. I think we were saying before that we've both been on Japanese TV.
Yeah.
I've been on it so many fucking times.
I've been on twice.
I've been on so many times, dude. The worst one was when I was moving. That's when I was moving house and that camera crew followed me around for like the entire. Who? I'm telling this fucking story. So I'm in this fucking shitty. It was shitty. It was a shitty Gaijin focused real estate agents in near Shinokubo. So I'm there and I'm looking for a house and shit, and this fucking camera crew comes up and they're like, oh, hey, we're doing this show about foreigners looking for houses in Japan, and we need foreigners who speak Japanese and English to be on this show.
Right.
And I'm like, how's it going? And they're like, well, pretty bad, because like this is like there aren't really many foreigners who speak Japanese. And I'm like, well, of course there aren't, because they're looking for foreigners who speak Japanese in an agency that's dedicated to foreigners who don't speak Japanese.
Right.
Like the whole point of this agency is that these foreigners don't speak enough Japanese to find a house by themselves, thus this agency. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So the camera crew are nice. That's the thing. It was like a youngish girl and like a youngish guy. So they were pretty chill people. So they were like, can we follow you around all day to like watch you looking at houses? And I'm like, no. I'm like, that sounds very intrusive, and also like just like it's gonna take
I really need to dox myself on national.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really want people to know, 1, where I'm living.
Yeah.
2, where I'm looking, or 3, like anything else about me, like that I'm not directly getting paid for. This is a lot, you know.
Yep.
But they were like begging. They're like, please, we've been looking for like 4 days in this place. We can't find anyone.
No one has anything.
Yeah. I said, we need anyone to be on this show.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, I was like, do I have to do anything? They're like, no. I was like, do I have to say anything? They're like, not really. Maybe we'll ask you some comments sometimes. I'm like, fine, fuck, whatever, sure, you can follow me around. Right. I don't give a shit. Like, we'll discuss the terms later on then, because we had to go like there and then.
Right.
So we bounce. And they start following me. So we go to a bunch of houses, and them being there made it take so much longer than it had to take. Because we'll be in a house, and they're like, oh, what do you think? What do you think? Give us some comments to the camera. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's okay. But I know what they want. They want the big, it's pretty good, but this could be better, this could be better. So I'm playing the part, you know. I've done this before. I've done modeling. I've done acting. This is normal. So I'm like, given my reaction to these places, we go through all the houses that day, finish the last one. Then the guy's like filming me still, and he's like, oh, can we have like a last like little thing about how the housing was that day, like how. And I think it took like an extra 10 minutes. So I missed like the fast train, had to jump on like the less than fast train to get home. And I'm like, man, this really did take like time.
And you didn't get paid jack, right?
Oh, this is the fucking clincher. So I'm not a dickhead. Those who listen to it know. You gotta get paid for your work. So we're on the train platform. I'm talking to these guys, and I'm like, so, where do I go to about pay?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, pay? And I'm like, money. I'm like, where do I go to about pay? How do I get paid for this job? How do I get finance into my account for this position you have hired me for? As I said, in the real estate agent office, we can discuss the terms later because we have to leave now. Now it's later.
Right.
So now we're discussing the terms. How much are you going to pay me to use this footage you have taken? And they're like, oh, it's for the news, so we don't pay. And I said to them, I've been on the news, and I've always got paid for it. So try that one again. And they were like, oh. I was like, this isn't my first time on Japanese TV, for one thing.
Right.
I've modeled for like multiple news networks. I've done this before. I've played the stupid Gaijin. I've played the Gaijin who speaks Japanese. Like, this isn't the first time I've done this. You've just happened to pick the person who knows the industry. So, how much am I going to get paid for this job?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we don't know. We'll have to talk to the fucking manager and get back to you. I'm like, okay.
Or they just didn't use any of your shit, right?
Man, they had no one else to use.
So they didn't have a choice.
They didn't have a choice. But they spent ages, like, going back and forth between me and the manager. And they're like, oh, the manager said we can't pay you. And I was like, then delete the footage and we're done here. And they're like, oh, really, we really need it. And I'm like, you clearly don't. Because if you really needed it, you'd pay the money for it.
Yeah.
But you clearly don't need it. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, in the end of the day, they were basically like, I was like, put my Instagram down in the title of my name. So I have Jordan Green at Instagram, Afro in Japan on the title. Give me Niman, like $200. We'll call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it a day. Considering that you should be paying me way more than that, that's a steal. That was my last...
Right.
That was my...
Considering if by their own admission that they have nothing.
Nothing.
Then... Yeah, you know...
I'm asking for like a couple days of lunch money and my Instagram handle to be thrown in the thing. That's what I'm asking for. They come back to me with, oh, the guy said that we can't do that because it's the news. And I was like, then delete my footage and don't contact me again. A week later, they contact me again. Because they've obviously been back to the place.
Right, and no one's
of course
done
not.
anything.
No one's done anything. So they're like, oh, hey, Jordan, it's us. Do you remember us? I'm like, what do you want? They're like, oh, can we use your footage? And I'm like, will you pay me money? And they're like, we can't. And I'm like, you shouldn't even have the footage anymore.
Right.
I was like, right here and now, I'm telling you, delete the footage if you're not going to pay me. So once I hang this phone up, it needs to be deleted. I'll be watching your news channel every day. If I see my face on it, we're going to have a problem. This conversation's been recorded. We're going to have a problem. And they're like, oh, goodness. And they hung up. And I watched that news show every day. And that fucking bit about moving house did not air.
Go figure.
Go fucking figure. Listen, when it comes down to it, you need to be paid for the work you do. In anything you do. In television, in Japan, it doesn't matter where you are. If they need, like, so for example, put it this way. Same situation. I'm standing on a Shibuya. Camera comes on my face. Hey, can we interview you about some sort of politics? This is years ago. Like, politics. I'm like, yeah. My major's politics. I'm like, of course you can. They're like, oh, we want to interview you about, like, what's happening between Japan and China and America right now. And I'm like, yo, shit, I know all about this. So I give them a little spiel about, like, it's like 5 minutes spiel about what's happening between China and Japan, and they ask me questions. I'm like, yeah, it's this, is this. Like, oh, wow, you know a lot about this. I'm like, yeah, I study. This is my fucking major. And they're like, wow, how lucky we are. I'm like, right? Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. Payment. And the guy looks at me, looks at the boy, looks at me, he's like, hold on. Just gonna quickly talk to the manager. They jump on the phone, they go, da-da-da, we have this thing from this dude. He's like, giving us this great fucking piece. Yeah. He wants payment for it. Can we give him payment? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Phone hangs up. They go, thanks, bro. Here's 10,000 yen.
Sweet.
I'm like, sweet. That 5 minutes work, 10,000 yen? Fucking beautiful. Straight in the back pocket. Where did I spend that money? Alcohol. Yep. That's how it should be done.
Feed the system.
Feed the system. Feed that economy. Abe's happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep Abe fucking sweet.
Yeah, the times... I say that I've been on TV, but that's a little bit of a misnomer, because technically, yes, I've been on TV, but I've not actually been on TV.
Go on.
So, I was walking around with my ex-girlfriend. We were in, God, what is that? It's like the name of the, like, really long street near Shinjuku that oh God, I can't remember what it's called. It's got the Shake Shack on it.
Oh shit! No,
it's always got like the Christmas lights.
I know what you're talking about. I know that street. Yeah. Langao Street. I got you.
I can't remember what the
no one knows what it's called. Go on.
But anyway, so we're walking down the street, and this like lady and a dude stop us with a fucking camera, and they're like,
"Fucking classic."
I think at this time we had been going out for like maybe 3 months or something. They're like, "Oh, you know, we're doing a thing on like couples and whatever, right? Can we interview you for this thing?" And we hadn't been going out. This is like our 3rd date or something, right?
Ooh, man.
So we're like, fuck it, why not? We'll be on TV.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
So we do this interview that's like, I swear to God, it was like an hour long. We talked to these people for like a fucking hour. It felt like an hour. I don't know if it was an hour, but it felt like an hour.
Yeah.
Anyway, they hand us the release forms and they're like, here, you're going to be on TV and this program and blah, 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 blah. So I think this is like 2 months later when it finally airs. And we're watching this show and the title of the show comes on and there we are. We're just on the screen.
No way.
I'm like, oh, neat, cool, we're on the screen. It's the only time we appeared in the entire show.
No way.
And it's funny because there's like 5 or 6 like other people, like other couples there.
Yeah.
They're not on the show either.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So what's the point?
They waste our fucking time for a fucking hour to be in the opening, like, thumbnail credit card of the fucking thing for, like, 3 fucking seconds. And I'm like, I can't believe that shit. Waste. But this is the worst part. Is that the show was shit.
Wait, you sent me this show. Wasn't it that fucking weird dude trying to propose to his girlfriend? Yes. Spoke no Japanese and shit.
Yes.
Fuck that show, dude.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that?
It was the trashiest show. It was basically like,
garbage.
This foreigner is trying to propose to his Japanese girlfriend.
And that's the kind of shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, how do you make an entire show about a foreigner proposing to his Japanese girlfriend, like, without being like, oh, this is exploitative?
It's free to make. Yeah. It's so easy to make. You literally you interview a bunch of fucking foreigners. Like, you find a premise. You go, foreigner plus fucking gyudon.
Yep.
And then you start fucking hammering down gyudon stores until you find a couple foreigners in there eating some gyudon, and you record a bunch of them. You go, hey, dickhead, you like gyudon? The guy goes, yeah, I fucking like gyudon. He's like, sick. How much do you like gyudon? And you're looking for that one cunt who's like, it's my favorite thing in the world. I eat this shit every day. I've got him. That's the show.
Yeah.
So you start scrolling through, you have a bunch. You go gyudon, you go sushi, you go fucking tempura, you go Gaijin Eats is what the show is called.
Yeah.
This could be a real fucking show.
Yes.
This might be a real this might be a real show. You go around, you film some Gaijins doing some dumb shit, you find the one who's like, I eat this shit every day. And then you be like, hey, we love you. We're giving you the love you've never had as a child. Be on this show, you'll be on TV. And you can, like, put it on your Facebook and show those bullies back in high school that you made something of yourself. Yeah. And they go, yeah, that sounds great. And that's it.
Yep.
They film you for, like, 2 weeks.
There's, like, other shows like that, too, where they'll give someone a free trip to Japan and be like, nah, now we're gonna follow you around for your entire thing. And, like,
imagine
that show is so much better than You wa Nanishi ni Nippon.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But even then, I feel like it's exploitative because it's targeting people who are, like, weirdly obsessed with one specific thing about Japan.
Yeah.
And they just play to that the entire fucking show.
Yeah.
And usually 90% of the time, these people are just, like, maladjusted weirdos.
They are. A lot of them are. A lot of them are.
Sweet maladjusted weirdos.
I mean,
but they're still maladjusted.
There's
weirdos.
No harm to them coming to Japan.
No,
like,
of course
I feel
not.
like if they were just going to come to Japan by themselves, do whatever weird shit they want to do.
Right.
Let them do it. Leave them alone. Let them go to their maid cafes and hentai clubs. Let them jerk off in fucking toilet bars and into soda cans. I don't care what they're doing. When you put a camera on them, when you put a spotlight on that, like, it's really, it's not good. You're exploiting them. You're exploiting their weirdness for, like, the entire nation to basically point and laugh at the foreigner and go, like, look at these fucking foreigners.
Yep.
I feel like the worst thing is, I feel like if you are a maladjusted weirdo and you come to Japan to do some kind of whatever degenerate act you're doing in Japan, don't do it on TV.
No, for sure.
Don't do it on TV. Because
do it in front of the police so I don't have to deal with you after.
That's what I'm saying. Let the police arrest you quietly, justly. Just be quiet about it. Because I personally feel like a lot of this stuff does chip away at whatever respect foreigners have in Japan.
Right.
So you, as a foreigner in Japan, you're already starting from zero.
Yeah.
You're already starting
and you become jaded very quickly.
Very quickly.
I mean, have you heard this podcast?
Have you heard this podcast, honestly? Have you been on Reddit? Like, honestly.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a different level.
The people on Reddit are so... I mean, I'm not even going to get into that. We'll stay on topic.
We'll stay on topic, yeah. But there is a whole thing where, like, I think I'll put it this way. I was going to date with a girl years ago. So we're in this cafe, we're drinking coffee. I'm like, wow, coffee is great. This is amazing. I love coffee. She goes, oh, you're British. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, don't you like tea? I'm like, yeah, I'll drink some tea. But, you know, coffee is also very much drank in the UK. There's like Starbucks and we have a Costa there. Like, it's great. And she goes, oh, I was watching this one show. And a British guy was on it and he loved anime and he loved tea and he kept saying that Japanese tea wasn't as good as British tea and he's basically making a fool of himself on TV. So pretty much she assumed that because I was British, I was also the same way and that I was some fucking weird tea Nazi, like running around the country screaming about how great tea was.
It's a lot of bad PR for foreigners from specific countries.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of Japanese people live and die in Japan and then don't go anywhere else.
They do.
The people that you meet that have gone outside of Japan and come back, they're the best.
They are the greatest.
They are the best because they've had some world experience. But like people who have never left the country and then see some shit on TV and be like, everyone from Ghana must, like this, right?
Everyone from Ghana must be a chocolate bar.
Yeah, exactly.
A joke if you live in Japan. Good job. Well done, Jordan. Good job. Hand of applause. But
what about people from Meiji era then?
They're fucking dead. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like a lot of people do have the majority of their knowledge from Japanese TV.
Which is not where you should be learning anything.
No. This is why my hobby of destroying people's views of London is my favorite thing ever in Japan. And people go, oh, I think London's full of gentlemen. Everyone's beautiful and like fucking Willy Wonka and fucking Bob's your uncle. I don't fucking know, dude.
Willy Wonka's where you go to?
I don't fucking know. Harry Potter, there we go, that's the bitch. Fucking, how did I get those mixed up in my fucking head? That was weird.
Oompa Loompa!
Oompa Loompa! Fucking explodes. It's like the deadliest curse of all.
Turns him into a blueberry.
Turns him into a fucking classic quotes, dude. The best film. But yeah, I think it's all like Harry Potter and whatever. Yeah. So I remember, I wanted to, children have it the worst, but then they're children, it's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Kids are dumb.
So it's fine.
Whatever.
I remember like, I wanted to start from having like a nomikai. And they were like, it's my new school, so we barely had spoken. And they're like, oh, Jordan, London, right? And I'm like, yeah. Like, England, right? I'm like, yeah. like, tea? I'm like, I drink it. Like, coffee? I'm like, I consume it. Like, fish and chips? I'm like, it's fucking disgusting. Keep that shit away from my body. They're like, eh? I thought all English people like fish and chips. Then I always come back with, I thought all Jap people love fucking sushi. And they go, I'm like,
They go, well, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. I feel like this is very much a different topic entirely, but because similar how when you're watching TV in the UK and the West and like America and Japan, they'll show Japan to be like a certain way. They'll be like, look, Japan's ramen and sushi and whatever else.
There's that insidious little propaganda.
Yeah. It's the same thing in Japanese TV. They're showing off these foreigners, like sometimes they introduce their countries, but at the same time it always loops back around to, but isn't Japan so great? And the entire thing to take away from this is that don't be on Japanese TV unless you're getting paid to be on Japanese TV.
Correct.
Like, when it comes down to it, it is a job. And they'll say to you, you'll be on TV, but you might, like David.
You
won't be on TV.
And then you've wasted your night.
You've wasted an hour. Like, when it comes down to, especially if you're just a tourist in Japan, just traveling around, your time is finite. Your time is very important. Like,
don't waste your time with fucking...
Do not waste your time with it. Especially, like...
Cameraman Tanaka.
Like, new one, then you spawn there and stuff. Like, they're gonna be like, we want to follow you around and film your whatever. Like, it's... I remember I came to the airport once. The only time I've ever had an interaction with them. Just got a flight.
I've never seen them at the airport.
They normally hang around, like, busy times of day, like midday and such.
That's why.
The only time I've ever interacted with them, I think it was after I moved here, I lived here, and I flew into Narita. I'm trying to get the speed train back. Landed around midday, pulling this big old suitcase, and they come to me, they're like, hi, where from? Why did you come to Japan? Can we ask you some questions about Japan? Like, why did you come to Japan? And I was like, I live here.
Yeah, exactly, right? Why'd you come to Japan?
I was like, I'm coming back. Yeah, I was like, I'm coming back after Christmas. Like, I live here. And they're like, oh, wow, really? I was like speaking Japanese to these guys, and I'm like, yeah, I live in Kanagawa. Hey, Kanagawa, no? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, like, why? Like, yeah. Like,
yeah, I'm like, what do you want? I'm like, yeah, I do this and I do this.
Me and fucking 6 million other people.
The thing is, like, these men wanted this fucking interview. Because, like, basically, this was the premise. It was like, I came back, dropped my suitcase, and they were like, oh, why are you in Japan? And I'm like, yeah, I'm back for fucking New Year's. Gonna go spend it with my girlfriend and her family. And they go, oh, where did your girlfriend live? And I go, Kobe. And they go, where do you live? And I go, Kanagawa. Like, hey, romantic. You're gonna go spend it with her and her family? I'm like, yeah. Like, have you met the family before? I'm like, nope, first time. Like, wow. What you can see they're like,
can we come?
Yeah, they're like, can we come and film this? And I'm like, 1, no. I'm like, 2, this conversation as well no. I was like, all of this stuff you cannot use on your show, like at all. I'm gonna go now. And they were like, oh man, this is really good stuff. I'd love to use it. We're like walking while we're talking at the stage. So I'm like, I gotta get this fucking train.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it'd be really good for use on the show. And I'm like, unless you pay me, you can't use it on the show. I was like, I model here, I act here. This is what I do here. It's like it's a side hustle. If you don't pay me, you can't use it. The speed, they were like, okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah,
exactly. Like,
right.
See you, dude. That was it.
Make a show for free is real easy when no one knows better.
There we go. They're like, can we blur your face? I was like, no, you can't use any of this unless you put money in my bank account. And they were like, oh, okay, see you. And I was like, no worries, man. Have a good one. Like, bye. And everything was grand because they were like, there are 1,000 more foreigners coming in today. We can fucking get
any single one of them.
Any one of these guys. Guys, honestly, don't be on these TV shows. There's enough. If you don't believe me, look on Twitter. There are so many chains of tweets of people who have
been on TV and
been
had
on
bullshit
TV.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
TV has wasted their time here, like stolen their afternoons and shit. Like it's not as much fun as you think, and you don't gain anything from it.
Nope.
Like
it's not like you're gonna become famous.
No, you won't be. You will 110,000%. You will never become famous being on Japan one time, being on Japanese TV one time.
No,
it won't happen.
No.
Kill that dream.
Right now.
Take that dream, put it in a bag, tie that bag up, throw it down a well, jump in afterwards.
Then shoot yourself.
On the way down. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
You gotta people work really fucking hard to be like personalities here in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a long ass road. You need fucking perfect Japanese. You need to be able to be funny, entertaining at least. Oh,
no.
Not perfect Japanese. That's bullshit. Yeah.
No.
There's some bullshit on TV.
I've seen some people on TV. No.
As I said that, I realized what I'd said. I was like, actually, no, you don't. You can probably...
Most definitely not.
Most definitely not. But, enough to talk on TV at least.
So, do we want to do questions? Because we have lots of questions about
Yeah, let's do some questions. We got some good ones. Let's do... Mail time.
If you have questions, can you please send them into our Instagram? Yes, it is. Our Instagram at Tokyo Fresh Podcast, on Twitter at Tokyo Fresh Pod, and send us some more Mexican style Kirin alcohol because it's real good.
Yo, Kirin, sponsor us. This is really good.
I'll drink a Kirin on fucking video every single video if you give it to me for free.
Guys, if you're living in Japan. If you're living in Japan right now, guys, get up this isn't an ad, I wish it was.
Oh.
Get a Kirin style.
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad. Bro, get the Kirin Mexican style lemon cola. It's fucking good.
It's good.
I didn't expect it to be this good.
Yeah, they have like summer stuff all the time.
I do love Japan's summer stuff.
Anyway, let's get into questions here.
What we got first?
And I've been smart here to write them down so you can see them on the television.
You're a wise man.
So,
Zigimon99 asks us, why do so many Japanese TV shows have a reaction feed? Easy. Because the viewers don't know how to react to things, so it's good to have someone on TV showing them the feelings they should be feeling, because this is a nation of robots. No, I'm joking, it's not. Yeah. You know what I mean.
You're actually not that far off. So
I know.
I did research into this as to why they have it.
Go on.
So, the reaction box on Japanese TV is called a wipe.
Wipe? Okay, go on.
Why it's called a wipe, I don't know. Because in English, a wipe in TV or something is wiping from one image to another.
Yeah.
It is called a wipe for some reason. And here's the reason why they have a wipe. For every single variety show, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so imagine you're an idol, you're a famous person, you're yada yada yada, whatever, right? Sign a contract to be on a television show. You've probably signed a contract that says, I need to be on this television show and they need to see my face for X amount of minutes. But they can't show your face if they're being extremely lazy and just playing clips from YouTube. So what do? They stick you in the corner to show your face for the allotted amount of time so that you can fulfill your contract thing. So now the problem is that everybody fucking does it. Yeah. So it's just become a staple because everyone in there, when you have a variety show of 10 people, well, if everyone says, oh, I need to be on TV for 30 minutes, but your show's only an hour long,
I get that.
You gotta be on the TV for some amount of time. So that's one reason. The other reason is, as you mentioned, you know, they want someone to do commentary. The only problem with that is that almost every single talent in Japanese television history is absolute garbage. And their commentary boils down to umai, oishii, satsuga, kakkoi, sugoi, 知らなかった。そういうことあるの？そういうことある？危ねえ。There, you've just seen Japanese television.
That's it. That's literally Japanese TV. You're done. Yeah. There's a question about it, so I'll get there. But yeah, I really hate the weird reaction feed boxes. I find them really distracting.
Yes.
From the show itself. Like, it's really annoying. Like,
well, I don't care what that dude thinks about the video.
That's the thing. So, like, my power is that I don't know famous people.
Neither do I. I mean, I know, like, really famous people, like Beat Takeshi, or, like, you don't know Beat Takeshi?
Who the fuck's that?
Motherfucking MXC, my dude.
What?
Yeah, you don't know Beat Takeshi?
I don't.
You know Beat Takeshi.
No. Famous people. People think I'm joking when I say this.
No, you know Beat Takeshi.
My mind is wired in a way that it's... I know who the fuck Will Smith is.
Okay.
I know, right? I know the big fucking famous, big-ass famous people, but most Japanese famous people, I have no idea who they are. Who's Beat Takeshi? Is that his name?
Takeshi Kitano, yeah.
This dude? Yeah, I know this dude's face.
Of course you know this dude. He's super famous.
Every fucking where.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Faces, I know this guy. Do I know... It's the first time I've ever known his name. I used to call him the round-faced Tanaka. I don't know who the fuck he was.
No, Takeshi Kitano, yeah.
Yeah, oh shit. Alright, cool. Yeah, I don't know. So when they have the reaction gifs, and they're like, oh, look... Girl Tanaka thinks this. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I don't know who this is. I don't give a shit.
When they have like on a variety show, when they have like one member of like AKB48, I'm like, who the fuck is this?
The fuck is this?
There's 48 of them, and I don't care about 48 of them. So who gives a shit?
48 of them? I don't care about 49 of them, dude.
Exactly.
Because like my hate boils over so much. An extra person is made of just hate. Absolute trash. Yep. Fuck. But yeah, that's why they have so many fucking shitty reaction feeds.
Yep.
We got a lot. Alright, jump on the next question. Gemellos?
Oh yeah, I guess Zigimon and Gemellos asked like kind of the same
the questions, yeah. Why are there always over-the-top animations and reaction feeds? Yeah, now you know, dude. That's why. It's because people don't know how to react to things and people probably need to get their screen time up.
Yep. I mean, like, there's a thing that the Japanese TV always does, and I think this might be part of like the over-the-top animations part. But if you watch Japanese TV and something like amazing happens, or like, I say amazing, remotely interesting,
ad break
should actually be the thing. They'll stick people going like immediately before the ad breaks. You're like, what happens? And it'll be like you're watching a cat video, and it's like, the cat falls over. Yeah, and that's it. But everyone reacts like a bomb exploded.
It's never amazing. Like
no,
100. I've been fooled by this more times than I want to admit to it. Like I'll be watching a show and I'll be like, this show sucks, I'm turning it over, and it would be like, and then this happens, and then like everyone would be like, nani kore? What the fuck? After this commercial break, and they're like, beer commercial, car commercial, beer commercial, car commercial, Suntory.
Kidding.
Yep, kidding. Back to the show, and it's like, and then this happens. Whoa, the miso soup was only lukewarm. And fuck me, they got me again. Like they always get you, and it's never entertaining. It's trash.
Nope.
Next question, Lissandra. What up, girl?
Are there any good things about Japanese TV?
I have one good thing. That's it. Do you have any
good things about Japanese TV? Okay, I will say I did watch a TV show today that was actually legitimately interesting.
Go on.
So it was a person, like a very old lady and an old guy. The lady was like 91 and the guy was like 69 or like 70 or something. And they're running I think it was like a preschool or like a daycare out of an old Edo period building. Cool. Right? So that already to me is like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of interesting. But then behind the Edo period building, they used to have like an old Zen garden. Nice. But it had kind of just been like reclaimed by the jungle. Like, the jungle had just, like, swallowed it.
Yeah.
So they brought in a crew to redesign, like, the entire thing. And
wow.
No reaction feed.
There we go.
No nothing. It's just, like, talking to the guy about, like, how he like envisioned, he's like, oh, my idea, because this is kids, I'm gonna envision it as like a theme park type of thing. Cute. So like they used to have an island that was like in the middle of a pond. You see that in a lot of like Zen garden things. So he's like, oh, he shaped it like a turtle and stuff like that. That's cute. And he's like, how he talks about like how he, you know, in his Zen garden, how he picks the type of rocks that he's gonna put in certain places. Legitimately interesting. And it was because it was absent of all the other bullshit that is in Japanese TV.
This does tie onto my point. So Japan does two things well in Japanese TV. One is, as you said, it's like very personal case studies.
Yes.
It's like, there's a really interesting show about like abandoned houses and such. And they go up to like crazy...
in like the mountains in somewhere in the middle of nowhere? Yes.
Just to
it's
check
super interesting.
if people still live there.
Yeah.
And it's super fucking interesting.
It's always like a 75-year-old grandma living by herself, like eating daikon every day because she grows it on the side of a mountain.
Yeah. It's like things like tiny little stories about like Japanese people or like things or like interesting weird aspects of Japan that aren't being overblown or taken out of proportion. It's just like, look, this is this. Look how it is.
This lady lives here. This is what she does.
It's interesting.
You know? Yeah.
It's fucking interesting. Or things like this old man has owned this cafe for like, it's been in this family for like 200 years and they're using like the same fucking blend of bean they've been using since like before the fucking war.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's fucking good TV. I've watched those shows. I've watched a similar show to that. And then I'm like, I gotta go to that cafe.
Right.
And then I go and it's good. Like shows like that, Japan does well. And then the only other thing Japan does well is this one I kind of love and also hate it. So you've got to sort of know where the line is. So Japan has these shows where they basically showcase different areas of Japan.
Right.
And these shows really, they fucking walk the fucking line, dude. God damn it. Because it's gonna have everything you love, but also everything you fucking despise. It's gonna have the "Where nani kure?" before the fucking ad break. Yeah. It's gonna have the stupid things about like the famous food in the area being hidden until the last moment of the show.
Right.
And everyone eats it and goes, "Oh, oishi." Like, it's gonna have that. But there's also gonna showcase this area of Japan that you probably would never have gone to.
Right,
without
exactly, yeah.
seeing it on this show. Like, I went to Kochi because a bunch of my friends live there, but also because I was watching shitty Japanese TV, and they were like highlighting, they were like, yo, Kochi is fucking lit. And I was like, oh shit.
And nobody goes to Kochi. Foreigners, no.
No one goes there. When I was there, oh man, when I was there, I was a king. It was fucking amazing. Like, it's so much fun to be the only Japanese speaker on what feels like the only foreign Japanese speaker on the island. You know you're right, not, but it feels like it. Being like a massive open air izakaya and just like hanging out with people there, and everyone just coming to your table to be like, hey, random foreigner, what are you doing here? And I'm like, yo, I just came here to eat katsuo and fucking hang out with the boys. And like, yo, that's cool. Come hang out with us as well when you're done here. I'm like, yeah, we'll do. I think I was in this massive open air bar. I think it's called something Hiroba? Ichiban Hirome. Something like that. I think I was in that bar for like, until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Just because all the boys were like, yo, come here. Come hang with us next.
Hang out.
And I think I spent like 3,000 yen.
Yeah, that's another thing too. No one's paying out of their pocket like ridiculous sums of money because you're not going drinking in somewhere like Shibuya where one drink is like almost $10.
Almost $10. That's what it like. Shows that really showcase and highlight different parts of Japan are interesting. You can learn about different parts of Japan, and you can really sort of work out where your next sort of
where do you want to go?
Is going to be.
Oh, this place looks neat.
That's what I do. I'm like, I want to go there next. It looks really fun. I want to go there next. It looks really fun.
Yep.
Japan does that well, but that's it. And I say it really does toe the line, because for the Kochi one, it's like an hour special. I watched like 45 minutes of it, and the last 15 minutes were just like building up what the famous dish was. And after like 2 minutes of it, I was like, this is boring now. Like, I don't just say what it is. And like, oh, it's something in the sea. Oh, salt is a part of it. I was like, I just Googled it. I was like, what's the famous food in Kochi? Oh, it's katsu. It's basically like seared tuna. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks. I can play games now. Like you just this show didn't need to be stretched that long.
There's so many shows that are on that are like, oh, it's a 2-hour special.
Fuck me, yeah.
Who's watching TV for fucking show for 2 hours?
I used to watch those passively in the library when I was studying something else for Japanese listening practice. But that's it.
I can understand how that would be.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Sitting around and watching a travel show for like 2 hours while you're like studying some Japanese, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. But sitting at home on your couch when there's like 1,000 other things you could be doing.
Literally anything else.
That is, my boy, debatable.
Yep.
That is not good.
Yep.
But yeah, that's good thing about Japanese TV, I think.
Yep.
Want to be the next one?
Sure. This one is from, I assume this is French. Janlao. Is the stuff, I assume on stuff meaning stuff on TV, as garbage off the air as it is on air, or do they put on a show being extra weird for camera?
I can really talk to this one. Like I know a bunch about it. So obviously people do hype things up for the camera.
For sure. People
are being extra weird for the camera. I mean, stuff is as garbage off air as it is on air sometimes, but I think that comes with TV more than anything else.
Mm.
Like that time I was on Tokyo Live, there was meant to be a little cool part of the show where you take one call and the person goes, it's like advice. So the person goes like, hey, I can't drink black coffee. What do I do? And the people on TV go, maybe add milk. And they go, wow, thanks, boys. You're amazing. Boom. It's like a quick, bang, 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 minute, 2 minutes, done.
Right.
Back to the fucking show. What happened was, just the garbage off-air part, these fuckers didn't screen the person who was calling in.
Right.
So the woman on the phone was talking for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. She was just telling her fucking problem about how she has feelings for her sister's husband, boyfriend, something. But instead of just going like, hey, I have feelings for my sister's husband and her boyfriend, what do I do? And the people on TV go, don't do anything.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking ruin that relationship. And her going, thanks, good advice. She just spoke for 10 minutes about it. And I'm like, trying to keep up. It's live on TV, but I'm phasing in and out because I'm like, what is this bitch talking about? Why is she talking for so fucking long?
Yeah, yes.
And it, like, really interesting parts of the show had to be cut because this fucking woman wasting everyone's time.
Yep.
And that's the garbage off-air parts. I mean, the same thing can probably happen in, like, any TV channel.
I know, I think Genki mentioned it when he was on, but there's, like, some people who are on, like, the same variety show and they just fucking hate each other.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's some... But, I mean, I think something like that is more kind of universal.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people on TV who just fucking hate each other for whatever reason.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, it's kind of what it is, to be fair.
But yeah, it's weird to see... It's weird to know that that's the case, and then see them on the TV show, and they're like, yay, ooh-ah, ooh,
wow, what greatest friends. Everything's Gucci. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it is as garbage off air as it is on air, but then people are making it extra weird, extra big.
They're turning it up from what they normally have, and then the show is punching it up again from there.
Yeah. Like, for example, if you watch any show...
Variety show,
yeah. Especially like cafes and stuff. So there was a show about this cafe that has this pudding or something. And the pudding's meant to be, like, amazing. They're like, wow, this is the greatest pudding I've ever had in a cafe in my entire fucking life. Ever. They were like, it's the greatest thing. It's so delicious. It's fucking smooth as fuck. It's creamy as all fucking anything. So, me being me, I'm like, alright, let me go try this fucking pudding. Because like, it's right near where I fucking work. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah.
So I went there, tried it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the most basic pudding I've ever had.
That's another thing you have to remember about Japan. Nothing is ever bad on TV.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's always good. Don't... Oh, pro tip.
Unless it's, like, intentionally supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're gonna eat a pound of wasabi? Well, no one in their right mind is gonna be like, umai, right?
So dumb, yeah.
It's a punishment.
Yeah.
So obviously it's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
But...
I feel like a pro tip on this stuff as well is that if you watch a TV show, if you're living in Japan, flip the TV on, and you see some fucking tiny-ass bakery on TV, and it's like... Wow, this bakery is in like fucking wherever, and it's super delicious. Let's put it, it's your local bakery.
Sure.
And you've always seen it every day and you've never gone there, but you know it exists. And then it goes, oh, hey, this local bakery is like fucking delicious and everyone loves it. So, you know, give it a try. And then you go, oh, I'll give it a try. I'll go tomorrow. No, you won't.
Nope.
That bakery is going to be jam-packed with people. Because once something is on TV, that's it.
Right.
It's now a trend for like a month or two.
So before we hit the next question here, let's play a game.
Go on.
It is almost 6:30.
Okay.
Okay. I have 10 channels on this television.
Okay.
Do we want to make a wager about how many of those channels are what program?
So 10 channels.
I think so. Maybe up to 9.
I want to say that it's like 6:30 now.
Yeah.
It is. So not including the news, because I forgot what time the news is on.
Yeah.
I feel like apart from the news, the majority of shows are going to be variety shows with tiny fucking stupid reaction boxes.
Yep.
That's my view.
Okay. I think there'll be 1 cooking show.
Go on.
3 variety.
Yep.
And maybe a shopping channel.
Yeah, go on.
That's another thing we didn't mention, shopping channel. Okay, let's see. Channel 1. What's on channel 1?
NHK? The fuck is this? Oh, basically shopping.
Something about shopping, yep.
Yeah, we got
Bingo,
shopping, we hit
one.
it. SpongeBob! Hell yeah, dude, that's a wild card.
Alright. That was definitely
good job,
not.
Japanese TV. This doesn't count because it's SpongeBob. News. Conan.
Oh, Conan,
Fucking
okay.
anime? Dude,
Weird.
hell yeah. Oh, what the fuck?
What the fuck
anime
is this?
dolls? This a hobby thing?
Maybe. Oh, yes, this is the hobby show.
Yeah. Not bad.
Okay, neat, interesting.
I'm looking for mostly... Is that a kid working in a
Why
convenience
is there a
store?
5-year-old kid working at 7-Eleven? This is child labor.
This is fucking child labor. What the fuck?
Oh, it's a news report about how the fucking plastic bags cost 3 yen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stupid.
Well, yeah.
Fax
Are
machines.
you fucking serious?
You couldn't get more Japanese than that.
Yeah. It's so dumb. Ugh. Fucking
Watching
shows.
someone else sing karaoke.
Awful.
And then I don't get Tokyo MX, sorry. So...
We were close.
I was close.
I'll give us...
SpongeBob wildcard.
That was... I did not expect wildcard. SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I kind of expected Conan, because you always gotta expect Conan.
You got an anime sometime, right?
I think that's my thing. I don't actually watch Japanese TV ever.
No, if I'm watching anime, it's online.
Yeah. Flicking through those channels now, like thinking about what we just saw, I wouldn't watch any of them apart from SpongeBob.
Except for SpongeBob.
Except for SpongeBob, because that's A-Star 100. I wouldn't watch any of those shows.
Yep.
They all look like trash. Like, I don't care. Like, oh, bags cost 3 yen now. 3 yen is nothing. People throw 3 yen into the wind.
Why are you complaining about 3 yen?
I remember what it happened in the UK as well. Like, bags started costing money and everyone started crying about it. I was like, that happened years ago.
Fucking 3.
Japan is
3
so
cents.
far behind.
Yeah. I
mean, like, the my convenience store, and the guy was like, so I'm getting like a coffee.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, do you want a bag? And I'm like,
no.
And he's like, bags cost 3 yen. And I'm like,
yes, I know. That's why I don't want one.
No. And even if I did, I don't. I'm buying one thing of coffee.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Like,
fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last question.
Let's hit this last question, and then we'll wrap it up. Do you want to read this one?
From Sal Samina. Samina.
Yeah.
Are foreigner viewpoints actually heard of or taken seriously? Yes.
On TV.
And on TV.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no. So there are some pretty big names, like big foreign names on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know what their names are because that's my power. I don't know people. But seeing him on the news, a very prominent white dude, I forget his name, and he always talks about Japanese and international policy in Japan.
He's like a bald guy, right?
That's the dude.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So
and he speaks like
fluent Japanese. So yeah, if you want, yeah, there are people who are on TV who are taken seriously.
I've seen a television show where it's like a panel of like 4 Japanese people, and then everyone else in the crowd is people from different countries, and they talk about things that happen in certain places.
I would watch that show probably.
But here's the problem: is that not all those foreigners speak Japanese.
That's a waste of time.
So like, it's really it's kind of fucked up because I know this because what is his name? Joey. Joey, the anime man. If you know who he is. Yes. He specifically talked about being on one of these shows, right? No way. And they wanted someone from Australia because he's Japanese half, right? So he's sitting in this thing and he's like there for 2 hours while they're filming the show.
Fucking hell.
And they never fucking call on him. And he talks to the guy next to him who's also from Australia, and he's like, "Yo, like, how much are they paying you for this stuff?" And they have like I feel like I'm telling his fucking story that he told on his own podcast.
Fair enough.
But like, it's bullshit. Those shows are bullshit. They're planned, they're staged. They want you to have a specific reaction. That kind of stuff is like there to trick you and fool you to think Japan's more progressive than it is. But it's not. That's
the going full circle. So finishing off this question, but yes and no. Yeah. They are sometimes taken seriously, but most of the time they're not. And the most of the viewpoints broadcast on Japanese TV are the ones that they want to broadcast.
Yes, so, exactly.
Going full circle, when they stop you on the street and they say to you, "Hey, what do you think about Shinjuku? What do you think about Harajuku? What do you think about Tokyo?" They already have in mind the answer they want to hear.
They just need someone to say it.
There we go. So they're just going around in circles and asking people the same questions over and over again until they get the answer they want. And sometimes they'll ask you questions and just try to get you to say stuff for sound bites. Like, "Oh, what do you think of Tokyo, Jordan?" And I go, "That's right." Like, "Would you say it's the greatest place on Earth?" No. "Could you quickly just say it's the greatest place on Earth?" No. Fuck off. Like, they already have their narrative.
Right.
They're just looking for the pieces that slot in there. And that's why it's not going to pay you. And that's pretty much why y'all need to, when you are met with a camera and they say to you, "Hey, dickhead, be on this TV show," y'all need to be saying no.
"Hey, dickhead, pay me.
Pay me, fuck off, leave me alone." Like, no matter what your dreams in Japan are, these cameramen, these people, they're only going to hinder your visit here.
Right.
You will make no memories being here, being part of these camera crews. Like, it's not going to hide in your journey anyway. It's not going to make your experience here better than it would have been if you didn't do it.
Right, exactly.
Yep. It's just going to be exactly the same. Like, go and spend your time wisely, fuck around. If they do stop you, ask for money. If they say no, tell them to fuck off. Because clearly they don't care. That's Japanese TV in a fucking nutshell, boys. Honestly.
I'm sure that we've missed stuff and we've had blind spots because we don't know everything about Japanese television, obviously.
It's a big topic that... for me personally, I'm just trying to stop foreigners getting basically exploited by Japanese TV.
Yeah, stop that.
I mean, you know
Here's
what I mean?
It is.
It's what it is, but, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you at that, bruh.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's 6:30.
It's 6:30. I came pretty late today.
You did?
Yeah, I was sleeping.
Yeah, I know.
I got up like 1.
I told my girlfriend, I'm like, "Jordan will be here at 12. Jordan sends me a message at 1. "Hey, I just woke up."
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah, dude. What happened? The problem was, I woke up and I realized I'm still sleepy. And I went straight back to sleep, bro.
Poor baby.
Sorry, babes. I'm a weak man. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Been Jordan Green. You can follow me at Afro in Japan. Follow us at Tokyo Fresh Podcast and Tokyo Fresh Pod. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, there's so many.
Send us emails. Send us your love.
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
If you need to know how to get on the Discord, send us a message on Instagram.
Yeah. I keep forgetting we have a Discord. It's pretty fun in there. We're just fucking around every week, basically. But yeah. All right. See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.